We are bringing the June 18th meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals to order. It is being broadcast on Burlington Cable Access Television and streamed live on their BCAT government Facebook page. Would everyone please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. All right, the first item on our agenda is a continued hearing for Prestige Car Wash, item 24-10. Mr. Calabro. So, just for the public, reintroduce yourself for the record. And
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
No, Ken Calabro, Prestige Car Wash.
Yep. Do you have any new information for us since our last meeting?
Well, since the last meeting, we said that we were going to meet on site with the building inspector, and that didn't happen.
Yep.
So we still planning to do that, or?
So as far as the building inspector goes, I didn't hear anything back, yes or no, so I don't know what's on their schedule as far as that goes, but I've done my own observation otherwise. So as recently as right now, the gooseneck lights are still on.
Yep, well,
So-
I think well, why don't we start with the signs? So we went back, we tested the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
The green arrow that he took the picture of comes on when the customer makes a purchase, they pull into the bay, the green arrow shuts off.
Yep.
The original violation was for the flashing red X, which I think stayed on all the time from memory, just to stop people from just driving in before the green arrow came on. So, we're prepared to take the signs down in the morning, those signs, and just be done with those signs. I went back to the site after the last meeting to look at the gooseneck signs that are on the exit driveway on the side of the building. There were lights on the side of the building prior to us having the building. We did put the gooseneck lights up, but that area would be lit anyway, as it's a driveway to exit the property.
Yep.
So the sign is not internally illuminated. I don't have a copy of the sign permit. The sign company did get the permit to post that, put the letters up, but it is not internally illuminated, but that driveway would be lit anyway. The only light over there on that side of the building is a street light on the opposite side of the street. Lines up really right with the exit driveway out onto Cambridge Street. So I'm not sure what the problem is with the gooseneck lights.
So the problem with the gooseneck lights is not the lighting, it becomes a lighted sign. So I paid attention to it as this went on. I drive by there every day.
Well, no, I'm not saying that the
Twice
lights
a
are
day.
on.
When it was originally installed, it wasn't lit. I watched it for a month. There was no lighting, there was no goosenecks, there was nothing on the building. The goosenecks did not exist. And then they appeared on there, and I said, okay. I minded my own business. I didn't look up the permit, didn't look at anything. And before the last hearing, I looked up the permit, and when I met with the building inspector, it was a non-illuminated sign. And when you were leaving here, you said, I wasn't aware, I'll take care of it. As soon as I leave here, those will be shut off.
Yeah,
I left here, I drove by it, they were still on.
right?
They're still on. They're still on right
Well,
now.
they're still on at night because it lights the driveway.
Yep,
That
so,
people enter and exit that people exit the property on.
yep,
So
and
there would be
they
lights
can be
on that
below
side.
that for that reason. You
Okay,
can go and
so-
modify your sign permit,
so-
but that's not what we're here for. So
But I guess-
we're getting into some
Okay.
nitty-gritty. It's really not the purview. We are here about the red X's with the fines. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
As far as the green arrows go, I went by there on Sunday. I sat there, I watched. The green arrow was flashing with no car in the bay. I have a recording on my phone for it.
Well,
I don't know if there was a glitch in the system or what, but again, we're not gonna get into the nitty-gritty of that.
That's fine. And
We're
like
here
I
for
said-
red X's.
Like I said, we're ready to take those down in the morning. I have the electrician coming there to check something else, and I said, I want you to take those down in the morning. I have the hearing tonight. As far as the goosenecks go, we can take that up separately, I guess.
Yeah, that's,
That's a
it's
separate
not our
issue.
department.
Yep.
That is with the building department. We deal with the appeals, so.
Yep, so, I am ready to have the electrician take those flashing signs down tomorrow. I tested the equipment before I came over here this afternoon. The green arrows went on when you purchased the wash, car pulled in, the green arrows shut off. But if you saw them flashing at another time, did somebody go in? Who knows why? But we're ready to take those down, that's not a
Okay.
problem.
So, I wanted to get that information out to the rest of the board.
Yep.
As far as my update goes, I saw your email last night, so that's neither here nor there. We're beyond with a meeting with the building inspector. I don't know what their schedule is, so I'm gonna pass it on to the other members, let them ask some more questions. So, Mark?
You know, we just keep batting this thing around, and it doesn't seem like we're really making a lot of progress.
We'll, listen,
You
at the
know,
last
we keep
meeting,
making promises, but we don't see any action.
at the last meeting, you brought up the other two violations, the green arrow and the gooseneck signs. I went back, looked at those, like I said, we're ready to take the flashing signs down, not a problem. Tomorrow, they'll be gone tomorrow. If you want to continue the meeting to make sure that they're gone tomorrow, that's fine.
So you know, I'll leave that to the other gentleman on the board here, but, you know, as I said from the beginning, I was willing to give some consideration, but it just doesn't seem like we're getting a lot of good faith, and that.
I disagree with that. You brought up two new violations
Yeah.
last time that I went and looked at. And I think the whole signage issue is the sign on the side of the building with the gooseneck lights is a separate issue. But we are ready to get rid of those flashing signs. I wanted to find out what the issue was with the green arrow. We've done that. They'll be gone tomorrow. If you want to continue the meeting until the next week, I'll have them down tomorrow, and you can say that, yep, we did what we were supposed to do. Because on the temporary sign issues that the building inspector called me on, we took care of those right away. And we did, we took care of them right away.
I applaud you for making that representation in the sense that you're willing to take action at this time, and you know, I'll defer to the rest of the board on whether they're willing to continue the meeting and, you know, give you some consideration.
All right, thank you, Mark. Joe?
Yes, so the zoning's pretty clear, no flashing signs. We got flashing X's, now we got flashing arrows. Why wasn't, we still got flashing arrows 3 meetings later, why? Why weren't those eliminated day one?
Until the last meeting, I wasn't aware of the flashing green arrow.
Aren't you there every day?
No, we have 22 sites. I am not in Burlington every day. And I'm not trying to be evasive, I'm just being honest with you. You asked me a question, I'm not there every day. I'm there a few times a week.
Last meeting to today, you haven't been there?
I did not notice the green arrows until after the last meeting. I went there and I tested it today, and I saw the arrows come on, a car pull in. Actually, I tested my own car. Pulled in, went out, it was off. So it flashed to direct the car in, and then it shut off. Like I said, we'll take them down tomorrow. They would have been down already, but we came up with the two new issues from the last meeting, and it just delayed everything.
Well, we knew this was an issue that was disconnected last time. You
The
said it
red X was disconnected. That red X doesn't turn on anymore. That was on all the time.
I know, but it specifies flashing lights, whether it's red, green, orange.
Well, no, I understand that, but the red X, if the bay wasn't in use, the red X was flashing all the time. It was, from memory, that's what it did. But like I said, we'll take the signs down. The electrician's going there tomorrow for something else. I'll have them take the sign down in the morning. If you want to continue the meeting for 2 weeks to make sure the sign's down, we'll have it down. I wasn't trying to delay or anything else, but, you know, the meeting got continued again after the new violations came to light last week.
I'm all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Joe. John?
For the record, Mr. I don't want to continue this, I'd just vote on it tonight. Also, at the last meeting 2 weeks ago, when, I don't think we should be talking about the new signs anyway, because the building inspector's gonna send you more letters and you'll do your thing next time too.
He hasn't sent me
I want to
anything
go back
yet.
to the other stuff there, but 2 weeks ago, you said to us that night, you go, oh, you don't like the gooseneck lighting, and that was on? I'll shut them off tonight, they'll be gone, off tomorrow morning. But then again, you didn't do that again.
Well, so,
Everything's from beginning to the end. You're saying one thing and other things are happening. It's not exactly happening how you say it's gonna happen. However, I said at the last meeting, you got many notices, okay? The town doesn't just give out fines for no reason. And you got many notices. It does stink. I'm assuming you have a new policy at work about getting your mail and seeing that you get this stuff on time. I would assume you do. Maybe you don't.
we're getting, all I can tell you is we're getting mail deliveries now.
Okay, now you get mail deliveries. Anyways, he's been notified. I don't think it's right for us to take away the bite, if you will, from the building inspector.
We got we were
Excuse me,
issued
excuse me.
an occupancy
Excuse me.
permit.
I understand that.
Okay, so we were issued an occupancy
I understand
permit
that.
and allowed to open.
Mr.
That
Chairman.
means we're compliant.
Hang on, let him finish what he's saying.
Okay,
So, again, in my opinion, they've been notified more than enough. If there was something wrong with that has something to do with him and the building inspector. It has nothing to do with the fines. When he started getting the notices on the fines, he should have brought it to the building inspector at that time. If we take away the bite from the building inspector, everybody's gonna come to us every time the building inspector gives out a fine. And we're gonna be doing this forever. His bite should mean something, and I think it's warranted, and that's the way I'm gonna go.
All right. Thank you, John. As far as I go, I have to agree with what the other members have said. You know, you said, leaving here at the last meeting, I am going to shut these off. They will be shut off when I leave. Drove by, they were still on. I
Yeah.
gave you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he had something going on, he couldn't get right over there after the meeting. They were still on the next night. They were on the next night,
Yeah.
the next night. It's not showing good faith that
Okay,
you're doing
so-
what you say. You're
but that's-
not holding to your word.
look,
That's it.
I'll go
It's-
back to the fact that we got an occupancy
That's
permit
fine.
from the building department, and they
Okay.
said we could open. That to me
Take
means
that
that
up.
we're compliant.
That needs to be
And
taken up
talking
with
to
the
other
building
people,
department.
that means that you're compliant. When they give you your occupancy permit, you're good to go.
Okay.
If there were violations, we should have been told about it like we were from the plumbing inspector, the electrical inspector, and the building inspector before he gave us the CO, had us take care of two things. Just like we did for plumbing and electrical.
Okay.
Did them, they signed off, we went to the next thing. Okay? Now we start getting nailed with all this sign stuff. And I talked to
Okay.
the building inspector.
Then I would suggest you have another conversation with them, but that's not what we are here for.
Okay,
You are appealing a fine
yep.
that was issued. So, that is what we're deciding on. All right, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak for or against? There's no one else in the room. So, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close the public hearing?
All right, the motion has been made and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 400. Is there anything else anyone wants to add, or would anyone like to make a
I
motion?
would just like to respond to your argument that you got an occupancy permit. It is totally separate and distinct from the building inspector's enforcement action related to the violation of the zoning bylaw.
If there was a,
So-
go ahead.
So, you can't stand on the occupancy permit. The building inspector has a duty to enforce the zoning bylaws, and that's what he's doing.
If there was a violation during the final inspection, he should have told us, hey, you need to fix that.
No, that's not,
It is how it works. That's how it works with the
No,
electrical
that's not
inspector
how-
and the plumber.
no, that's not how it works, because
Okay.
he's got a duty to enforce the bylaw, the flashing sign bylaw. Now, is he tasked with the responsibility of knowing everything that you're doing on the premises at the time that the occupancy permit is issued? Right, then I don't think he's held to that level of responsibility, and consequently, he found a violation, and he issued a letter that indicated that you are in violation, and you were notified multiple times, and with all due respect, I don't believe that you have responded in good faith to all of.
I talked
What
to
you
Chairman
represent.
Viveros before we appealed. The first appeal was late, and we put in the second appeal right away. That was on us, but I spoke to Chairman Viveros, and his direction was, look, I don't know what happened at the final inspection, appeal it.
Yep.
And that's what we did.
Appealing it is your right.
Yep, and all I'm saying is, if there was a problem, and he told us what the problem was, before we got the CO, we would have fixed it right then, like we did with the other two issues that he gave us on a railing and a step to put in. You know, on the 23rd, and then came back on the 26th, and he said, you're good to go. Okay, great, and off we went.
All right, I
All
think
of the
we,
signs were posted.
I
All
think
of the
we've
signs were
discussed this in
there.
enough detail.
Okay, well, you
So
know, you
if
said we were
we
gonna
are
meet with them,
deciding
and then we
on
didn't.
red X's upholding the fines. That is what our decision is. So that's it. Does anyone else have anything new to add?
Nope.
Okay, do we have any sort of motions?
Make a motion to uphold the building inspector's letter dated March 19th, 2024,
16th.
16th, for the flashing X's on the building and the fines imposed therein.
Second.
All right, the motion has been made and seconded to uphold the building inspector's decision on the order dated on February 16, 2024, to uphold the fines given
In the letter. of
in the
March
letter
19th.
of March 19th. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? 400.
Yep, see you in court, boys.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
All right, moving on. The next item on our agenda is a new hearing for 6 Wayside Ave, 24-25. The applicant is requested to withdraw their application without prejudice. So, do we have a motion?
Motion to
Withdraw without prejudice.
withdraw the application without prejudice related to number 2425 6 Wayside Avenue, Hanscom Federal Credit Union,
All right?
to the next meeting, which is what they, July.
No, we're not postponing, we're withdrawing without prejudice. Yep.
Second?
All right, the motion has been made and seconded to withdraw the application for 24-25 for 6 Wayside Ave, Hanscom Federal Credit Union. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? 400. Okay, the next item on our agenda is to approve the minutes from June 4th, 2024. Was everyone in attendance of the June 4th meeting?
Yes.
Okay, did everyone get a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
All right, is there anything anyone needs to add?
No.
All right, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of June
4th.
4th.
Second.
All right, the motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of June 4th, 2024. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstain? 400. Any other business matters?
No.
Do we have any motions?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, 400. Thank you very much.